Hello, this is Bob with Bob's Music Connection, and right in front of you have Joseph Patrick Moore from Atlanta, Georgia. It's a bass player, electric bass, double bass, fretless bass, anything with bass, he's the man. So, Joseph, you and I have known each other for about 10 years now, I guess,
right.
Give or take a few years. And
That's right.
we met back in the days when you played with local band here called Blue Ground Undergrass.
That's right.
You also have played with the legendary Colonel Bruce Hampton.
Spent 4 years with him.
Okay, all right. And right now, though, we want to talk a little bit about a new project you've got coming out. I believe, if I'm correct, it's CD number 8 for you.
That's right.
All right. And it's called To Africa with Love. And I'm going to have you hold this up in front of the camera for us.
That's what it looks like.
Hold that. Just keep holding for a second.
Yes.
All right, that's good.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, now To Africa with Love. How did you come up with that title, and what was the concept behind the project?
Well, the title really, I envisioned a lot of percussion, and a lot of obviously bass. But I've always been fascinated with the continent of Africa and listened to some African music, and I kind of wanted to take that idea but fuse it, take some African type rhythms but fuse it with my own culture, my own American heritage. So initially I kind of just formulated that concept, and from there I wasn't really sure how it was going to unfold, but I knew that was the starting ground.
Right, right. Now, this project, it's a little different from projects you've done in the past. Typically in the past, you've always had a producer and other folks helping you put the CD together, but you decided on this one you wanted to go out and do it on your own. What have you learned from that? And tied with that, would that be something you would try to do again?
No. What did I learn from it? Have a producer. No, honestly, no. It was a great learning experience, and I'm really glad I did it like that. I was supposed to do it like that, and I learned a tremendous amount. But the downside was it took me 16 to 18 months to complete it, which is pathetic to acknowledge, but that's the reality. Typically records are made in 2 weeks to a month, 3 months tops. I mean, from beginning to end, So for me to labor on, even some records are cut in a couple of days and mixed and done. I've done a couple jazz records where we've cut the whole record in a day. So to go as long as I did was hard, because without having a producer, you're not getting that outside, or the feedback that you need to basically say, no, that was good, no, you need to redo that again, or let's move on, or try this idea. So basically without that, it's tunnel vision, total creative control, which is, I'll admit it, I really wanted this to be that. I'm kind of a control freak. So I wanted this to be that, but in hindsight, I've never done it like this, because I've always had someone encouraging me or discouraging me, or basically helping along the process. So without that on this one, it caused the amount of time that it did without having that feedback, because I would question myself or doubt myself, or try to do things differently. But it was a growing thing, and I'm cool with that. So
well, and also, if you really think about it, any major athletes out there, Lance Armstrong, any of the professional athletes, they all have a coach.
That's right.
They all have a coach, and most of the coaches will tell you they can never do what these athletes do.
Well, I tell you what, speaking of that, I don't have to interrupt you, but it's definitely given me a new perspective, and definitely a new appreciation for not only producers, that's just a term that gets thrown around, but I'm talking about like engineers, interns, people responsible for wrapping microphone cables and plugging them in and making sure the levels are set. Just the whole aspect of the recording process, it just really kind of gave me a newfound respect for that, because having to wear all those hats, having to be all that, and then go, oh yeah, now this is my record, now I've got to step up to the plate and perform, it's like I was already just drained from getting everything just up and running.
Right. I was going to ask you, do you feel by taking on all those responsibilities that it definitely cut into your creative juices, or?
It's a great question, but actually I think no, it's the opposite's true. It actually, I think, spawned some creative stuff that I think maybe before I wouldn't have saw or recognized.
The things that we're trying out something new.
Yeah.
I've usually done all my interviews in a studio or in a room, and so we're trying something outside, and we'll just see how this comes across, and so just people out there in internet land, bear with us on this. Joseph's my guinea pig on this project.
All right.
Now, Joseph, getting back to your CD, we've gone through where you had some good learning experiences from it. How are you releasing this project, and are you doing it differently than what you've done in the past?
I don't know if I'm doing it differently in the past. It is on Blue Canoe Records, and that's full physical and digital distribution.
Okay.
So you can get the CD, at least digitally, iTunes, Amazon, eMusic, on your cell phone right this second. You can order it, Best Buy, physical copies, Best Buy, probably Target and some stores like that. It's not going to be on their shelves. It's not in the Billboard Top 100, but you could probably order it. It's probably in the system. Right. Through the distributors, physical distributors that we have. So on that level, it's pretty much available. You can get it directly from my site.
And Joseph, getting with that, what is your website?
It's my full name, josephpatrickmoore.com. However, for this project, we created a whole site just dedicated to Africa with Love. So there's an additional site just for the CD, and it's called jpmafricalove.com.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
so there's some video clips, there's sound clips, and it's pretty much just kind of about this CD. And then, of course, from there you can get to my official sites.
Right.